melt in your mouth chocolate brownie are 2 large eggs, 125 grams of melted butter, 200 grams of sugar, 1 milliliter of salt, which is like just the tip of a teaspoon. That is just to bring out all the flavors that you're putting in. And then you have coconut oil, so you need 30 milliliters plus 30 milliliters. What I'm using is this measuring spoon, and if you can see on there, 50 is at the bottom here. It says 15 milliliters here. So if you get one of these measuring spoons, it's easier to measure out. So I'm going to add 30 ml at the start and 30 ml later in the mixture. About 100 grams of chunky chocolate or chocolate bar cut up into chunky pieces. I'm using leftover chocolate from Easter. 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder and 70 grams of self-rising flour. Then for my sauce to drizzle over the chocolate brownies, I have 2 tablespoons of Nutella, 2 tablespoons of milk, and 2 tablespoons of chocolate chips. And that's our ingredients for today. Oh, what I forgot is, normally if it's for adults, I will put in 30 grams or 2 tablespoons of pecan nut. But because I'm making this for my children, they don't eat nuts, so I will be adding marshmallows instead. But you can add whatever you want. You can even add raisins, anything you want, dates, whatever. So instead of the nuts today, I'm putting in marshmallows. Right, to my bowl, I'm adding the milk, or melted milk, the sugar, salt. Remember, just the tip of a teaspoon. This is just to bring out the flavors. Oops, that is way too much. Just a little. Salt, vanilla. 1 teaspoon or 1 top. So I'm going to whisk all this together and then I'll add the eggs one at a time. Right, so I'm finished with you. Right, so let's whisk this together now. Right, so I'm going to add the eggs one at a time. Oops, that should not have happened. But it's home cooking. Next egg. Okay, now I'm going to add the oil, just 30 ml. So 2 of these. This is coconut oil, gives it a nice flavor. And the chocolate. And some marshmallows. That's all nicely wet. Now I'm going to add the flour and the cocoa powder. Right, now I'm going to add in the flour. 1 teaspoon of cocoa powder. That wasn't enough. And sift it. Yep, some. Right, you don't want the balls. Right, so I'm just going to mix that in. Oh, and the remaining 30 milliliters of oil. So I'm going to mix this now with a spatula. Now I'm going to keep mixing until it's all mixed together. Right, everything is nicely combined. There's no hidden flour around the chocolates. So now I'm going to pour it into my grease-proof oven dish. So this is going in the oven for about 25 minutes. Remember to test it, but if it comes out with chocolate, just remember the chocolate is melted right now. Right, so my oven is preheated. It's going in the oven now for about 20 to 25 minutes. I will check in between to see how it has gone. Right, so I'm going to heat up or boil water in a little saucepan, and I'm going to put a bowl over it, and now I'm going to melt the chocolate and some milk in there. I'm first going to wait for the water to boil. Right, so in here now I have 2 tablespoons of milk, 2 tablespoons of chocolate chunks, and 2 tablespoons of Nutella. So this is going to melt now over the baby, and you need to keep stirring. As soon as you see it starts melting and heating up, you need to keep stirring. There, it's starting to melt. So now you cannot walk away. You need to continue to stir. I'll show you at the end. So there's a nice smooth glaze, and that's going to go over the chocolate brownies. Right, so my helper is decorating it for me. He put the chocolate in some parchment paper and nice drizzle it over the chocolate brownie. This is going to leave a beautiful glaze over your chocolate brownies. Look at that. Now I've got to clean up all the mess.